We gotta talk about the tunnel effect because this has been cracking me up. This is legitimately reminding me of like prime lobotomy Kaisen days. So, for anyone unfamiliar, the tunnel effect is a meme surging through the manga community right now based upon something that just happened in the most recent Sakamoto Days chapter. So, spoilers for Sakamoto Days and also JJK based on some memes I'm gonna show here in a minute. So, essentially, what happened was the previous chapter of Sakamoto Days ended on a pretty extreme cliffhanger where the character Shin was shown to be slashed across the neck. A lethal blow, which is quite reminiscent of this moment from Gojo. But Shin doesn't have RCT, so everyone was like, oh god, like it's lights out for him. However, it was revealed in the very next chapter that he is just miraculously okay. And as you can see, he's thinking to himself, how am I still alive? And the explanation provided for this is because of the tunnel effect, which is referring to quantum tunneling from quantum mechanics, which is essentially the very dumbed down idea is that the blade did pass through his neck, it just so happened to not interact with any part of him. Now, how this works is far too complicated for an anime meme video, but essentially, quantum tunneling is this idea that something could pass through a barrier that it normally would not be able to because it doesn't have enough energy to overcome that barrier. So the reason this is possible is because when you look at like a particle, it actually exists on a spectrum of possibilities. Like it exists in more than one state at a time, and you only know where it actually is after you measure it. And again, we're getting really complicated here. But so if you think of this line as a potential spectrum of the possible states it could be in, then you see that some exist on the other side of the barrier that it can't get through. So there's some chance that once you measure it, it might be one of these on the other side, which means it just somehow passed through the barrier. And that path that it would have, theoretically taken is referred to as the quantum tunnel. However, this is taking place with very small things like electrons. So the idea that a sword would be able to quantum tunnel through someone's neck is hilarious. And as such, it's being memed to oblivion with people making their own version of the tunnel effect with all of these huge moments from other manga and anime. I'm showing just a couple from JJK because I don't want to spoil anybody else on any other series. Legitimately, these have been everywhere the past few days, and like I said, I'm loving it because it reminds me of prime lobotomy Kaisen. And honestly, this is great for Sakamoto Days, even though everyone is memeing on it because it's excellent exposure. The same way lobotomy Kaisen was great for JJK's popularity. So yeah, just in case you've been wondering what the tunnel effect is, that's what's been going on.